So Thomas, talk to us about.
He didn't make the 20s, but he might have more caps combined than you, Jimmy, and Charlie.
Okay, Thomas, you didn't need to bring up that. I don't know why that needed to be.
Hey, Thomas, we're good now. That's all I needed to know. Just give me one thing to be proud of, and I'm there now.
He made it up. He made it up.
So Thomas, there's a rumor that you were one of the first people to identify Charlie as having this talent. And when I think about your acronym of TIPS that's got brought over from Ajax, I assume you just saw Charlie's personality. What did you really think he had the T and the I and the S to actually be a top player?
It was a shit field. Either my stepson, Chris, or my stepdaughter, also rest in peace, Nicole, were in a tournament just outside of Boston, like fucking hundreds of fields and cow fields. And I'm walking around, and how does he not catch your eye? Because woof, it's like, I go, did somebody just blow by me? Yeah, it's Charlie Davies. Okay. So that was the first thing. Then I looked at technical, looked at a few things. I was intrigued by him, actually. I took him to quite a few camps till Siggy came and said, that's not my type of player. But I remember the Milk Cup. And by the way, this is a Charlie Davies Milk Cup jersey.
Wow.
Of 204, where he should have scored 20 and he scored 3, but in number 19. That's why he gave it to me after the game. So sorry, dude.
Yeah, fair point.
How many breakaways?
I had so many breakaways. I could not. It was just one of those mental breaks. I would run through a line and just burst through on a breakaway. The ball would stick to my feet. It was like
7
crosses galore.
Actually, I'm glad I didn't play for you, Thomas, because you got no stories about me. That you could throw me under the bus.
Was just feeding him with his left peg, and the Irish guys would go, "What the fuck's going on here?"
So, Thomas, I'm kind of curious just about what you've seen throughout the game for your numbers of years as a player, coach, scout, pundit now as well. Like, what's been the biggest sea change for you in terms of how the game's evolved from maybe when you were playing with the LA Aztecs in the NASL when you first got started to what you're seeing now domestically at all levels? It doesn't have to be isolated to MLS. It can be the robustness of the USL that's now creating a couple different divisions. You got all these other acronyms that are going as well with NISA and you got the women's side of the game too, which is obviously blown up and I think really helps continue to create a lot of energy and momentum and positivity around the game.
Yeah, all of the above. But the biggest to me was, and I'll give you an example. 1980, we're playing away against the Cosmos, 70,000 people. LA Aztecs, Johan Cruyff against Beckenbauer and all the big boys with Warner Brothers and Communication to Cosmos in Giant Stadium. It's 1-1. I'm marking Beckenbauer, and I'm a nobody in a corner. He speaks fluent German. Most Dutch speak German. So he goes to Johan Cruyff. He goes, "Hey, nicht das Spiel nach 90 Minuten." Ne? So basically said, if we don't go to overtime, we got to go downtown Studio 54. So I'm going, whatever. I've never heard of it, whatever. So Cruyff plays a through ball. Beckenbauer stumbles a little bit. Whoop, 2-1. And Cruyff goes to me, "Hurry up, let's go to the shower." So I get in the limo, and I'm looking up and sitting next to Mick Jagger. So it's Mick Jagger, Kevin Keegan, the Stones, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, and myself. We're taking off to Manhattan. And there's a pile of, well, whatever. It's an intriguing limo. It's an intriguing limo ride. So we go into a garage, basically, but it's an elevator. And we're taking it up. And this limo is like 20 feet long. So we're going up. It's a studio. And Mick Jagger goes to me, "What's your favorite song?" I go, "Dude, Sympathy for the Devil." He goes, "Okay, I'll play it for you." These cats are playing for me. But Cruyff, although a smoker, didn't like any other chemicals that were around us at that time. So he says, "We got to go." So now I'm in a limo with Beckenbauer and Cruyff and myself, and I'm walking in, and Liza Minnelli get pushed out of the way. So Thomas Rongen can walk up to Studio 54. I'm going, this is pretty cool. So to make a long story short, the investment of foreign players now, younger, more committed than back then, when they were at the end of their careers. Great names, don't get me wrong. There's some great games, and Jimmy, you know that.
I didn't play in the NASL.
Jimmy,
what are you
no, I know.
Yeah, he couldn't make any teams then. He had to wait for MLS. He wouldn't make an AFL team.
Jimmy played in the 1950 World Cup, I think.
It was like earthquakes with George Best.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, geez.
This guy grew up in the San Jose earthquakes.
Hey, Jimmy, Thomas grew up a fan of you. You know,
This is tradition here for the podcast, and in
Yes.
Soccer We Trust. What's the best jersey swap that you've ever had in your career? Obviously, you played with and against some of the biggest names in the sports history. But I also want to throw in there that you actually have a jacket from Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, rest in peace. So that might be thrown into the equation as well, because that's
Flex,
pretty ridiculous.
Flex.com.
So yeah,
Which
let us
one
know.
Jimmy,
Well, I don't know.
which
You
one
tell
you
me. Do you have a jersey better than the Prince
want?
jacket, or
You want me to send you Pele jersey autographed?
I would take that in a heart. You tell me. I put it up on my wall right away. I have him kissing Muhammad Ali right behind me.
I'll fight you for it.
The best one actually was, again, 1980. Wim Rijsbergen and Johan Neeskens played for the Cosmos. Two Dutchies that played in 74.
are you speaking Dutch right now, Thomas? I don't understand what you like.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's going on here?
I thought the same thing. I said,
Yeah.
oh boy.
And I'm playing with Cruyff and Wim Jansen. So these four guys played in the 74 World Cup. So I'm on Johan Neeskens' jersey. So after the game, here, Thomas Rongen, 23 years old. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, oh, nice, pleasure. Can I have your jersey? And he went, So he kept walking. So now I'm going, the other guy. They swapped with the other Dutch guys. But I ended up in a Georgia Quinalia jersey,
Oh, amazing.
which I wore in Studio 55, dancing with Mary Tyler Moore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is like that. That's a flex. I mean, you say that maybe the game's evolved and all these stuff, but I don't know if we have
Wait, how do you
players
get
that can
the Prince
invited to
jacket?
Studio 54 anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, let's.
How'd you get the Prince
All right,
jacket?
good. Okay, last story about Prince. So 1980, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, play for the Strikers. Everything is good. Joe Robbie owns the Dolphins and the Strikers. Walks in one day, goes, I'm going to move the franchise to Minnesota. I go, we're all going, where the fuck's Minnesota? So I end up in Minneapolis, living at Lake Hennepin. And next door are all these trucks, TV trucks. And somebody goes, oh, yeah, big show. Mary Tyler Moore show. I go, okay, let me check it out. Well, at that time, the biggest sitcom in the U.S. So one day, I give her some tickets to the game. A few weeks later, she knocks on my door. She goes, she was 60. I was 25. She goes, you want to be my date? I go, sure. Yeah, no problem. Where are we going? She goes, I can't tell you, but we're going to see a phenom, almost like a Charlie Davies like kind of phenom. That we were
Here we go.
So I walk into what? First Avenue, baby. First Avenue with about 100 other people. And here's Prince jamming. I'm going, okay, this cat is cool. By the way, the chick he's married to is also cool. You know, I mean, it was the whole entourage. So we go backstage because Mary Tyler Moore is a bigwig in Minneapolis, and introvert, doesn't say much. And she goes to me, she goes, what do you like? I go, I like his jacket. Takes his jacket off, gives me a jacket. I have a Prince jacket, oversized for him, but fits me perfectly, dude. That
Oh
Wow.
my
That is.
gosh.
I mean,
Where is
we're
it?
talking-
Do you
it's a
have it?
proper legend? Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, drop your address into the chat. Let us know. Let us know when you're out of town. Let us know when you're on the road. You know, there's I heard Best Belay. There's some Prince goods in there. And
Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore's
know.
like kisses or whatever
Just
you were
text-
doing with Mary
text,
Tyler
text me
Moore.
your address, TR.